Hey guys, just sitting on my deck. Just got home from work a little while ago, and I decided I wanted to tell you guys this story of how I was almost fired a month ago for sexual harassment at work. But I want to give you guys the full story, the full context of why I was in that position in the first place. So I was been debating guys back and forth if I wanted to actually share this story because I was kind of embarrassed about it, but I didn't do anything wrong and my innocence was proven. But like I said, I want to tell you guys the story because only a few people know about it. So whoever I work with, everybody at work knows about it because the investigation was about me. So I'm like, you know what? At this point, it doesn't really matter because the investigation was on me. So I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to tell the story to my YouTube family. So let's get right into it. So guys, I was transferred to this location a year ago. And I was transferred to this location I'm currently at the second week of May in 2024. And I had a young lady on my management team. I'm not going to say her real name. Let's just call her Lisa. So Lisa was a crew leader that was already at the location, right? When I got to the location, me and Lisa got along very, very well. And she was a hard worker, very motivated, would do anything I asked her to do. Great attitude towards the job, would come in whenever I needed her to come in, would go above and beyond. So, like I said, I got to my location in May last year, this new location that I was transferred to. So, in August, I promoted Lisa to an assistant manager, a restaurant assistant manager, because she worked in the restaurants. And when I promoted Lisa to a restaurant assistant manager, she cried. She told me that the money I was paying her was the most money she had ever made in her life. Right now, I believe she's 35 or 36 years old. But she said I was paying her the most money she ever made in her life. She continued to work great for me, So like I said, I promoted her last year in August. She was doing a fantastic job, doing great. We had a great working relationship, right? Then comes February. Lisa starts having some personal problems at home with her longtime boyfriend. And so her performance started deteriorating, right? So I had to start documenting Lisa for her performance. I had to write her up in February, I had to write her up in March, and I had to write her up in early April for performance issues, right? So I was away from my location and I found out that Lisa was probably doing some things that would call her honesty and integrity into question. So this came to my attention. So I had to have LP get involved to go through some camera footage and get evidence of this. And it was true. She was doing some things that she shouldn't have been doing. Like I said, some things that called her integrity and honesty into question. So an investigation was launched by corporate into her activities, and then it came back that the activities that she was engaging in was true. So I had to terminate Lisa, guys, right? So I had to terminate Lisa. It was like the last week of April. I had to terminate Lisa from her employment, right? The very next day, someone calls corporate anonymously and says, you guys need to check into Frank's behavior because he is sexually harassing all of the females in the travel stop. The person that called in did not leave their name, but myself, corporate, and my direct supervisor, we had a good idea who this anonymous person was. And it came out during the investigation that it was Lisa that made that call. Because during the investigation, because not LP, but HR had to do Zoom interviews with every female employee in the travel stop and ask them questions about my behavior. And this went on for like a week. And as you can see, I am still employed. The allegations were unfounded, untrue. And it came out that Lisa was planning this whole thing for about a month because she felt her job was on the line. So her goal was to get me fired before I fired her. Yeah, that was the plan. Because it came back to me through some individuals, in conversation with some employees, that she was pretty much jealous of me. She was jealous of my life. She was jealous that I lived a good life. She was jealous that I didn't hurt for money. She told individuals, yeah, he thinks he's living the high life, he's living great, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. I'm gonna get him fired and knock him off his high horse. That was some of the information that I found out after the investigation was completed. And like I said, the information, yes, it came back unfounded, untrue. But guys, I put a lot of work into her, developing Lisa, developing her management skills, trying to get her into a position to where she can get promoted again. And lo and behold, the young lady was trying to get me fired because her performance was deteriorating because she was having personal issues. So before I fired her, her goal was to get me fired. Yeah. So that is what I had to deal with. So I fired her, like I said, it was the last week of April. So she made the phone call anonymously the next day. So then, like I said, then HR had to do Zoom videos with every single female. So everyone knew about this phone call because they had to interview all the females and ask them about my behavior. Luckily, the company did their due diligence and everybody supported me and said, no, that's not Frank. Never had an issue with Frank. It's not true. Frank has never touched me. Frank has never said anything out of the way to make me feel uncomfortable or anything like that. Guys, but the thing is, she was trying to get individuals to write false statements on me. And just think if she was able to coerce anyone to writing a false statement, yeah, it would have made things really bad for me. It would have made things really bad. But then the company would have had to dig a little deeper, because they would have had to, say, okay, when did this happen? When was the statement made? When did he touch you? Was it on video? But luckily, nothing had to go that far. It didn't have to go that far because everyone supported me and supported my behavior and said I never made anyone feel uncomfortable or said anything out of the way. Guys, see my little buddy back there? But yeah, I was just going back and forth on whether I wanted to share this or not because I was just really pissed off because I've been with the company 14 years. 14 years. And just to know someone was trying to take my livelihood away that way, I was really salty for a couple of weeks. Really fucking salty for a couple of weeks. Really. Because especially when I promoted you, paid you good money, always supported you, you know, because her performance was deteriorating probably in December. But I just kept, you know what? I'm trying to support you. I'm trying to be there for you. You know, I know you're going through things at home, but I came to the point I had to start documentations because her performance was going downhill fast. And she knew this. So she was going to try to get me fired before she got fired. So yeah, guys, I could have lost my job for sexual harassment if she was able to coerce some individuals into writing false statements on me. So guys, we gotta, you know, moral of this, and another reason I wanted to share this is just because men, also women, we gotta be careful on our jobs. We gotta be careful. Watch what you say, don't joke around, no comments that could be offensive. Just gotta walk straight and narrow and keep everything business, which I do. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Yeah, because that could have been the end. That could have been the end of me. Could have been the end. Lisa could have took me out. So guys, yeah, I just wanted to share this video with you guys. Just get it off my chest. Like I said, a few people know outside of work. I know, like my mom, my children know, and the people at work. So I was like, you know what? Might as well share the story. Might as well share. Because not like I'm bashing the job, saying anything negative about the job. It's just something that I went through at the job that could have cost me my job with false allegations against me. Yeah, guys, so remember to like the video, share the video. Most important, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, Frank Talks Money. And with that, guys, have a great Wednesday evening. I'm out.